Have you ever felt like you've realized something that others haven't? There are moments when you walk into a room full of people, but it feels like no one truly understands you. No one really connects with you. This can make you feel lonely, even when surrounded by others. But in reality, this isn't about your communication skills or your personality. This feeling could be a sign of something deeper. You are awakening. And this is the secret no one ever tells you. The truth behind.
As you develop spiritually and expand your awareness, shallow conversations or crowded spaces will no longer satisfy you. Loneliness doesn't always stem from a lack of friends. It might be because you're living with a higher purpose, a deeper connection that not everyone can understand. So, why do those who are chosen often feel lonely? And what does this mean for you? In today's video, we're going to explore a feeling that many of us have experienced: the loneliness of not being able to fit in with the crowd. But did you know that this isn't necessarily a bad thing? Join me as we decode why those who are awakening often struggle to connect with many people, and why this feeling of loneliness is actually a positive sign on your spiritual journey. Don't miss out, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this happens and realize that it may be an important part of your personal and spiritual growth. As your spiritual connection deepens, you'll begin to notice that the world around you seems to become louder, brighter, and even more intense. It's as if someone turned the volume of life up to a higher level. But why do some people experience this while others don't? Let's dive into what I call a sensory overload. Imagine you're at a crowded party, and suddenly you can hear every conversation around you. You sense the emotions, the energy of everyone, as if you have the ability to read their moods and souls. This may feel like a superpower, but sometimes it can also overwhelm you. This heightened sensitivity is not just a mental state. It's a very real part of your spiritual awakening journey. As you become more in tune with the spiritual world, your physical senses also sharpen. In fact, your entire being becomes a refined instrument, helping you perceive frequencies that you may not have noticed before. You might be wondering, is this sensitivity a blessing or a curse? In truth, sometimes it can be both. Imagine being in a crowd, and not only can you hear the conversations, but you can also feel unspoken emotions, invisible tensions, and mental energies that others are unaware of. This sensation can feel like an attack on your senses, but it also opens a new door to deeper understanding of the world around you. So, are you ready to explore and understand this sensation more deeply? Join me as we continue this journey, and you'll see that this loneliness or heightened sensitivity is an important part of awakening. Many people tend to feel overwhelmed in crowded environments. This is because you are processing a much larger volume of information than you used to. and this can leave you feeling drained. However, here's the great part. This sensitivity is not a weakness. In fact, it is a powerful spiritual gift. With heightened awareness, you can view the world around you from a perspective that few others possess. You can sense when someone needs help, even before they speak up. You can feel the energy of a space and instantly know whether it carries a positive or negative vibe, just through intuition. Simply put, you are developing a kind of spiritual radar that helps you navigate both the tangible and intangible aspects of life. And a phrase that is often associated with this experience is, "Those who are chosen feel everything more deeply," which is why they are sensitive to ugliness. This gives us a higher standard for how we treat others. This sensitivity not only changes the way you experience the world, but also shapes how you interact with it. You will notice that you become more compassionate, more attuned to the needs of others, and always more conscious of the impact your actions have. However, this gift isn't always easy to bear. You might feel lonely when you realize that those around you seem largely unaffected by the environment. You may find it difficult to explain your experiences to friends or family who have never gone through a similar awakening. Nevertheless, it's important to remember that you are not alone in this journey. Many others are experiencing similar increases in sensitivity, though they may not be present in your immediate circle. So, how do you navigate this new reality? First, recognize that your sensitivity is a tool, not a burden. Yes, at times it may overwhelm you, but it also opens the door to invaluable insights and awareness. Second, learn how to manage your own energy. Just as you protect your physical body, you must also protect your energy field. This can be as simple as spending time in quiet places, taking walks outside, or creating a regular meditation practice to recharge your energy. Remember, this sensitivity is an integral part of your spiritual journey. It is preparing you for greater things, helping you connect with higher frequencies, and unlocking the mysteries of the universe. As you learn to embrace and manage this gift, you will find that it opens doors to deeper connections, greater understanding, and a clearer purpose in life. As you begin to open these doors and connect more deeply with the world around you, you may come to a surprising realization. Do you remember those smooth, light-hearted conversations where you could easily talk about anything, from the weather, your favorite TV shows, to weekend plans? Those conversations used to bring you joy, comfort, and even energy. But now, they seem to have changed. Now, you feel as though you are separated even in crowded social situations. The small talk, which you once didn't mind, has become a burden. It leaves you exhausted, unsatisfied, and sometimes feeling like something is missing, something truly meaningful. You are not alone in this feeling. Many people, especially those who are spiritually awakened or those who are chosen, experience similar difficulties when faced with shallow conversations. It feels as if you're speaking a different language, a language that goes beyond the usual small talk. So, what is really happening. As your spiritual awareness deepens, you will naturally feel a shift in the relationships and conversations around you. Your soul craves more meaningful connections, conversations that reflect the values and beliefs evolving within you. You've moved past the shallow waters of small talk, and now you long to dive deeper into discussions that truly have substance and meaning. This change in social interests is not a bad thing or a step backward. In fact, it's a clear sign of spiritual maturity. You no longer feel fulfilled by superficial relationships because you've seen and felt a deeper truth about yourself and the world. Your soul yearns for authenticity, depth, and purpose in every connection. One source expressed this experience perfectly. You may lose interest in activities and conversations that were once the center of your previous relationships, and instead, you crave deep, honest conversations and big questions about the philosophy of life. Does this feel familiar to you? Have you ever felt the desire for conversations that go beyond trivial matters, but rather explore the big questions of life, the nature of humanity, and the world around us? This longing for depth can sometimes lead to frustration or a feeling of loneliness, especially in crowded social environments where shallow conversations are still the norm. You may find yourself withdrawing from such dialogues or feeling lost amidst gatherings where there's nothing to connect with on a deeper level. This change is not a bad thing. It's a sign that you are evolving into a more profound version of yourself. Remember, your spiritual journey is not just about seeking grand answers, but also about learning how to connect with yourself and those who resonate with your rhythm. Keep in mind that this change is not a flaw in your character, but a clear sign of spiritual growth. As you begin to navigate these shifts, you will notice yourself naturally being drawn to those who can share the depth and insight you are seeking. You will want to connect with kindred spirits, those who understand your spiritual journey and can engage in the truly meaningful conversations your heart and soul are yearning for. This is part of the process of adjusting yourself to align with a higher purpose in life. However, it's important to remember that this transformation doesn't mean you must completely separate or isolate yourself from the world. On the contrary, it's an invitation to create more authentic relationships, where connections go beyond small talk and can reach into matters of the heart and soul. You are being called to build spaces for truly deep connections, where conversations can move beyond the surface and touch on the core values of humanity. So, how do you navigate this new terrain? First, be patient with yourself and with others around you. Remember that not everyone is on the same spiritual journey as you, and that is perfectly normal. Second, seek out opportunities for deeper connections. You may join spiritual groups, attend workshops, or simply open up and share with friends and family about your desire for more meaningful and profound conversations. Lastly, don't forget the value of silence and time for self-reflection. As one wise source shared, your wonderful and at times wild inner life is central. And this can be very private or uninteresting to those who are only concerned with consensus reality. Embrace moments of solitude as an opportunity to connect with your inner wisdom, rejuvenate your spiritual energy, and find stillness within yourself. As you learn to accept these quiet moments, ask yourself, is the feeling of not belonging to the crowd a weakness, or is it truly a sign of spiritual strength? The life of Jesus Christ offers an interesting perspective on this. His pattern of withdrawing from the crowds carries an important lesson that may change how you view your own need for stillness. Have you ever noticed that despite always being surrounded by people, Jesus often sought time alone? This is a recurring pattern in the Gospels, and it is not a coincidence. Jesus, the greatest example of spiritual leadership, frequently withdrew from the noise and demands of the crowd to spend time in prayer and reconnect with his Father. This is a reminder that in stillness we find strength and spiritual renewal, not loneliness or disconnection. Take a moment to reflect on this. If Jesus Christ, who had a perfect connection with God, felt the need to withdraw and find stillness for reflection, do we not also need such moments of solitude? In reality, we not only need rest from the noise around us, but we also need to create space for something deeper to unfold in our lives. When Jesus withdrew to pray, he wasn't running away from his responsibilities or mission. He was actually preparing himself for his divine mission with greater clarity and strength to fulfill his sacred purpose more powerfully and completely. This pattern is not just a story about Jesus, but a valuable lesson for each of us on our spiritual journey. When you feel the need to step back and seek stillness away from the crowd, don't quickly assume it's a sign of weakness or social rebellion. In fact, it is a sign that you are adjusting yourself to connect with a higher frequency, just as Jesus did. Remember, Jesus didn't withdraw to pray in moments of silence simply as a routine. These were purposeful, necessary times for him to restore his spiritual strength and maintain his connection with God. When you feel that urge for stillness, you are experiencing something similar, an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, recharge spiritually, and realign with your spiritual purpose. You might ask, but I'm not Jesus. Is my need for alone time really that important? The truth is, while we may not walk in the exact footsteps of Jesus, we are still called to learn from him. Your moments of solitude are just as significant in your spiritual growth and effectiveness in the special work you are called to do. Think about this. In a world where we are always connected and constantly distracted by notifications, it's easy to lose touch with our inner voice, the gentle whisper of divine guidance. When you create space for solitude, you are actually expanding yourself to hear God's call more clearly. You're creating an environment for deep, transformative spiritual experiences to take place. However, in today's busy world, finding truly quiet moments can be a significant challenge. We are constantly faced with the noise of society and often feel guilty when we take time for ourselves. It is in these moments that the pattern of Jesus becomes more important than ever. He didn't allow the demands of the crowd to dominate his need for stillness. He prioritized quiet time, even when it meant stepping away from important work. So, the next time you feel the urge to step back from the noise, remember that you are following in the footsteps of someone special. You are not being antisocial or weak. You are emulating the greatest spiritual leader in history. You are creating space for something beautiful and necessary to unfold in your soul. This doesn't mean you need to completely isolate yourself from the world. Jesus always returned to the people, recharged and ready to serve. The goal is balance, finding the sweet spot between engaging with life and retreating to recharge, so that you can fulfill your purpose with clarity and strength. Have you ever noticed how some people around you make you feel energized, while others leave you feeling drained without any clear explanation? This is not just about personality or communication style. For spiritually sensitive souls, this is a much deeper phenomenon. It is called the energy transfer effect, and it is a very common experience for those who have experienced spiritual awakening, especially for those who are chosen by God. Imagine you're attending a party, surrounded by friends and acquaintances. People are chatting happily, laughing, and on the surface, everything seems fine. But as the evening progresses, you begin to feel unusually tired. The feeling isn't just physical exhaustion. It's as if something is draining the life energy from you. You might find yourself seeking a quiet corner, or simply wanting to leave and go home, as though there's too much energy in the space, making you feel overwhelmed. This experience is not uncommon, especially for those who have had a spiritual awakening. In fact, it is a sign of your heightened sensitivity and awareness. You don't just absorb the words and actions of others, but you actually absorb their energy, both positive and negative. It feels like you're a sponge, soaking up not only the emotional atmosphere, but also the spiritual energy from your surroundings. Think about this for a moment. Every person emits their own kind of energy. Some people radiate positivity, warmth, and happiness, while others carry burdens of stress, anxiety, or even negativity. As a spiritually sensitive person, you have the ability to perceive these energies much more strongly and in much greater detail than others. You may feel their joy, pain, anxiety, or excitement, even if they don't outwardly express it. This is a gift, but sometimes it can also be a burden. You might feel like you're carrying someone else's emotions, even their pain, as if it were your own. When you're in crowded spaces, especially in social situations, this sensitivity can make you feel overwhelmed, as if the sound of hundreds of radios is playing at once. Emotions become chaotic, and it's hard to find clarity. As someone shared from their own spiritual journey, as a sensitive person, I have to work with my senses, mind and body through meditation to discipline and nurture them, helping them to adjust inwardly. This emphasizes an important truth. Managing this sensitivity is a skill that can be developed over time. This doesn't mean you have to shut yourself off and isolate from the world. It means learning how to navigate your surroundings with greater awareness and control. Spiritually sensitive people don't just feel energy, they also have the ability to adjust and transform that energy so it doesn't drain their own. If you notice that you can easily sense changes in the energy of your environment, don't worry or think it's a negative thing. This is actually a sign that you are awakening and expanding your awareness. And with some time and patience, you'll learn how to adjust and protect your energy while creating deeper, more meaningful connections with those around you. The phenomenon of energy transfer might explain why you often feel exhausted after social gatherings, even when the event itself wasn't physically stressful or tiring. It's not because you're antisocial or too sensitive, but because you're absorbing and processing an overwhelming amount of energy and emotions compared to those around you. This heightened sensitivity is a powerful gift, but it's also a challenge that you must learn to manage and regulate. On the positive side, this sensitivity allows you to connect deeply with those around you. You can sense the needs of others before they even express them. And this ability empowers you to be a source of comfort, understanding, and support for those in need. In a world that sometimes lacks empathy, this deep connection becomes a priceless gift that you can share with others. However, the downside of this is that constantly absorbing energy from others can leave you feeling exhausted and overwhelmed, especially if you don't have measures in place to protect and replenish your own energy. Without knowing how to take care of yourself and create space to recharge, you can easily be drained by the negative or stressful energies from your environment. That's why learning to manage this sensitivity, as well as finding ways to protect and restore your energy, is crucial for you to continue sharing this gift without harming yourself. To manage the effects of energy transfer and protect yourself on your spiritual journey, you can take the following steps. 1. Recognize that your sensitivity is a gift, not a burden. This is a sign of spiritual awakening, connecting you to something greater than yourself. Accept and embrace this sensitivity as part of your journey and special purpose. It helps you gain a deeper understanding of the world and the people around you. 2. Learn how to set boundaries. This doesn't mean isolating yourself, but being aware of your own energy levels and recognizing when you need to step back. Sometimes, taking time away from overwhelming situations is necessary. Rest during social events, seek quiet moments to recharge, or limit your time in crowded spaces to avoid exhaustion. 3. Develop protective habits and cleanse your energy. Meditation, prayer, or visualization exercises are powerful tools for maintaining energy balance. Some people find it helpful to imagine a sphere of light surrounding them to protect against negative energy. Additionally, grounding techniques such as walking in nature or practicing deep breathing can help release absorbed energy and restore balance to the body and mind. 4. Understand that your sensitivity is a powerful tool, not a weakness. This sensitivity allows you to understand and navigate the world around you with heightened awareness and empathy. When you learn to manage the effects of energy transfer, you can use this ability to benefit both yourself and those around you. 5. You are not alone in this experience. Many of God's chosen ones are also learning how to navigate their sensitivity. They find strength in their heightened awareness and a deeper sense of purpose in life. You are part of this larger community. 6. Embrace self-transformation. As you embrace your sensitivity, you may notice profound changes within yourself. Have you ever felt like you're no longer the person you used to be? As if the version of yourself from yesterday no longer aligns with who you are today? Don't worry. This is a natural part of the spiritual awakening process and personal growth. 7. Return to your old self and recognize the change. Remember a time when you felt completely comfortable in your own skin. You knew who you were and where you were going in life. Now, when you look in the mirror, you may ask yourself, who is this looking back at me? The change isn't about your appearance, but a profound internal transformation reflecting your spiritual maturity. 8. Change in identity and values. As you become more attuned to God, old values and societal expectations begin to fall away. You will discover a truer, more authentic version of yourself, with new interests and goals that align more closely with your spiritual path. Your values and sense of purpose in life may change as you gain a deeper understanding of your role in the universe. Sometimes, this change may cause you to feel lost. You might feel alienated from yourself or have difficulty fitting in with people who are familiar with the old you. But remember, the process of self-discovery and transformation is necessary to fulfill your divine purpose. It is preparing you for a special role in this world. In short, embrace your sensitivity as a gift and learn to manage your energy. This will not only help you maintain balance, but also deepen your connections, emotions, and sense of purpose in life. This quote truly reflects the experience that those on the spiritual journey often encounter. The solitude that the chosen ones go through is not a burden. It is a sacred preparation for a greater purpose. Loneliness, or the feeling of being separated, is a sacred space where you can be still and find the truest version of yourself. This is a necessary phase for discovering your new identity, preparing you for the greater role you are meant to play in this world. As you enter this process of identity transformation, it is important to be gentle with yourself. This change is not a sudden revolution, but a long journey in which you may feel insecure or afraid. You are stepping into uncharted territory, becoming a version of yourself that you had not known before. This can be a process that is both exciting and challenging, with moments of deep understanding as well as times of confusion. Remember, this transformation is not about becoming an entirely new person, but about discovering the truest, most authentic essence of who you are. the person you have always been meant to become. Your core nature, your soul, does not change. What changes is the way you express that essence in the world, how you live and act in alignment with your spiritual purpose. As you grow more connected to your spiritual self, you will begin to notice this change more profoundly. This may cause you to feel disconnected from those around you or find it difficult to engage in social situations that you once could easily participate in. You may feel lost, no longer in harmony with the people and environments that once felt familiar. But rest assured, all of this is part of the process of discovery and transformation. These feelings are not signs of loss or disconnection, but rather preparation for a deeper and more authentic connection with your true self. Instead of resisting the change, you should learn to accept it and allow yourself to flow with the current of this transformation. Trust that every step forward on this journey brings you closer to your divine purpose. You're not losing yourself. Rather, you are finding your true self. As you begin to align with your new self, you will see that it not only changes the way you perceive yourself, but also alters how you connect with the world around you. This shift in identity is a sacred process, preparing you for the wonderful work you are meant to do in this world. As you continue to grow and evolve, you will see that your new identity not only helps you understand yourself better, but also allows you to connect more deeply with others and contribute your unique gifts to the world. You will live in alignment with your highest self, serve with a greater purpose, and bring about positive change to those around you. Trust that every change, every new revelation about yourself will bring you one step closer to your higher purpose and the sacred path you are walking. The feeling of loneliness as you progress deeper into your spiritual journey is an interesting paradox, but not an uncommon one. As your connection with God deepens, you may notice that the more you understand the world, the more alienated you feel from those around you. This is a natural part of the spiritual awakening process and expanding awareness. When you experience breakthrough moments where you gain a deeper understanding of the nature of the universe, life, and the interconnectedness of all things, you may feel like you've been given a special gift. You might begin to see aspects that you never noticed before, layers of reality that others may overlook. It feels as if you have a special pair of glasses that allows you to see the world in a completely different way. However, when you look around, you realize that no one else is seeing through the same pair of glasses. This not only makes you feel different, but also makes you feel isolated. This spiritual awakening brings moments of profound insight, but at times, it can also make you feel lost when trying to share these experiences with others. You may find that what you are feeling or understanding is not easily shared or understood by those around you. It's as if you're trying to explain a complex, colorful dream to people who can only see in black and white. These moments can bring confusion, exhaustion, and a sense of loneliness when you are unable to fully connect with anyone. At the same time, this newfound understanding can also make you feel a sense of responsibility and a calling to share. As you become more aware of your life's purpose, You may feel like you have a mission or task to fulfill. Sharing your insights and helping others awaken. However, this can become a burden if you don't know how to balance this drive with self-care. You may feel that you must be the perfect guide, or that you are responsible for helping everyone around you. But remember, your journey is also a process of learning, not perfection. You don't have to have all the answers right away, and you're not here to save everyone. Going through these spiritual changes, you might feel unable to meet the expectations of others or even your own. At times, these feelings of inadequacy can make you feel lost or wonder about your life's purpose. However, remember that these feelings are a natural part of your spiritual development journey. They are not signs of failure, but opportunities for reflection, self-examination, and deeper exploration of the path that God is guiding you on. As you continue to grow and evolve, you will come to realize that loneliness is not something to fear. In fact, it is part of your sacred preparation, a time when you can connect more deeply with yourself and with God. These moments of solitude will allow you to discover your inner strength and embrace your true nature. They are times to nurture and solidify your spiritual connection, so that when you return to the world, you do so with a renewed energy and a stronger sense of purpose. Therefore, trust that this solitude is an integral part of your spiritual journey. As you learn to accept and live in these moments, you will feel yourself becoming stronger. And ultimately, you will realize that you are never truly alone. You are always protected and guided by God in every step you take. Indeed, as you move through the new terrain of deep awareness and spiritual responsibility, finding balance between the need to connect with the world and your inner growth is incredibly important. You have profound insights and special gifts to share, but that doesn't mean you must always bear the responsibility of guiding or teaching others. Sometimes, the most powerful way to help others is simply by being yourself, living authentically with your truth, and letting your light shine naturally. Your authenticity may make you feel more isolated, especially as you become aware that you are seeking deeper connections with those around you. You may have once been content with shallow conversations, but now your soul yearns for relationships with depth, conversations that touch the very essence of people and life itself. Your spiritual transformation has made you unable to see surface-level conversations or typical social interactions as sufficient anymore. You begin to realize that only genuine connections nourish your soul and fuel your spiritual growth. However, this is also when you might feel separated from others. You may begin to notice that social gatherings, meetups with friends and family, no longer provide the sense of connection you crave. You may feel like you are speaking a different language than they are, not because you've changed, but because you are aligning with a new frequency. Shallow relationships no longer fulfill your yearning for meaning and depth. This is not a regression in your social skills. In fact, it is progress in your spiritual journey. The longing for authentic connection is not a flaw, but a sign of maturity. You are no longer seeking superficial relationships, but those that can understand, empathize, and support your growth. This may lead to feelings of loneliness in old social situations, but in reality, it is a sign of your spiritual transformation. Certainly, the feeling of not belonging can be confusing, but it is part of growth. Instead of feeling frustrated for not being able to engage in casual conversations as you once did, remember that the quality of relationships is more important than the quantity. You don't need to maintain a large network of friends or social connections just because you feel you should. Seek out real relationships, those with people where you feel a deep connection, and groups that can help you grow and learn more on your spiritual journey. The quality of relationships in your spiritual path can lead you to meaningful connections, making you feel understood and supported rather than isolated or excluded. When you embrace the change in your social needs as a natural part of your spiritual evolution, you will find that it opens opportunities for you to connect with others who share your frequency and mission. So, how do you navigate this path? Here are a few suggestions. 1. Be gentle with yourself. Remember, the changes in your social needs are not a failure or a sign of permanent loneliness. They are a natural part of your spiritual growth. 2. Seek spaces and people that align with your new frequency. You may choose to join spiritual groups, attend workshops, or simply start opening up to people around you about your desire for more meaningful and profound conversations. The quality of connections will nurture your growth and create a protective space for your spiritual awakening. 3. Find comfort in solitude. Solitude is not something negative. It is a sacred space where you can nurture yourself, absorb new information, and adjust your understanding before sharing it with the world. 4. Lead by being yourself. You don't have to be a guru or a savior. Just be yourself, living truthfully with your new values and awareness. When you are authentic, you will attract people who share your values and frequency, creating relationships that truly support your growth. So, don't fear loneliness or the feeling of not belonging. In fact, it's a sign of spiritual growth. And soon, you will realize that true and meaningful relationships will come into your life, helping you continue your sacred journey with strength and confidence. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Many spiritually awakened people also choose to withdraw from certain social situations to protect their energy and focus on personal growth. This is not about living in isolation, but about prioritizing sincere relationships. In fact, the most important relationship may be with yourself. The loneliest moments can be opportunities to deeply connect with yourself and explore untapped potential. Loneliness is not merely separation. It is a sacred space where profound transformation can take place. Imagine leaving a noisy room and stepping into a peaceful garden. In that quiet moment, you can feel your heart and thoughts more clearly. That is the power of solitude. It is an opportunity to connect with the divine and strengthen your intuition. Loneliness gives you the time to reflect, heal, and discover your true purpose. As the world around you quiets, you will hear your inner voice and wisdom more clearly, bringing you closer to a deeper understanding of yourself. One source beautifully describes the stillness of solitude. It is a space where spiritually awakened people can reflect on themselves, their emotions, and experiences without distractions from the outside world. Solitude is not a luxury, but an essential part of spiritual development and inner peace. Consider it a sacred ritual, a time for you to connect with your higher self and the divine. It is in this stillness that you can sense gentle guidance, helping you return to your true path. Time alone is not about avoidance or escape. It is a process of preparation, adjustment, and empowering yourself. You may worry that seeking solitude means withdrawing from society. But in reality, the opposite is true. When you spend time with yourself, you're replenishing your spiritual energy, clarifying your goals, and strengthening your connection to your life's mission. The need for solitude doesn't make you antisocial or weak. In fact, it is a sign of wisdom. You're recognizing the importance of balance, turning inward to be able to express your strength in the world. So, the next time you feel the desire for solitude, embrace it. Don't view it as a retreat from life, but as an essential part of living truthfully and with purpose. In those quiet moments, you are not only resting, you are growing, healing, and aligning with your divine purpose. However, as you begin to embrace the inner journey, a new challenge may arise. At times, you might feel lonelier in a bustling crowd than when you're alone. Could your spiritual awakening be making you feel more isolated in ways you hadn't imagined? Have you ever felt like no one truly understands what you're going through, what you're searching for, or who you are becoming? This is a common feeling for those on a spiritual path, as they become deeply aware of their inner transformation, which others may not be able to share or comprehend. When you spend time alone, connecting with your inner self and the divine, you may have experienced profound and clear realizations. But when you return to the world, something feels off. You try to share the experiences and wisdom you've gained, but it seems that words can't fully convey what you're feeling. It's as if you're speaking a language that others cannot understand, while around you, people continue with their hectic lives. With your new eyes, you feel like a stranger in a familiar world. This feeling of being misunderstood can overwhelm you. You may find yourself withdrawing from social situations, not because you don't want to connect, but because the connection you long for feels too distant. However, remember that this is part of your awakening journey. As you change and grow spiritually, your frequency also changes. Conversations that once seemed interesting now feel shallow, not because you are better than anyone else, but because you have adjusted the way you perceive the world. This may leave you feeling lonely and detached. You might find it hard to relate to old friends, and family gatherings might feel tense as you struggle to find common ground. However, remember that these feelings are normal on the spiritual awakening path. They are not signs of failure or being lost, but the growing pains of transformation. More importantly, your path is unique, and not everyone will understand it. And that's perfectly okay. If everyone could instantly understand and empathize with your experience, would your journey still be transformative? It is precisely this difference that makes your path special. These experiences are preparing you for greater things, requiring you to view the world in new ways, and that is the true power of awakening. So, how do you navigate this new path? First, be patient with yourself and with others. Everyone has their own journey, moving at different speeds and in different ways. Your awakening does not make you better than anyone else. It simply means you are on a different journey. So, embrace this difference without the need for comparison. Second, seek like-minded individuals while maintaining connections with those who knew you before your awakening is important. It is also essential to find people who can understand and share your spiritual experiences. Joining spiritual groups, attending workshops, or participating in online communities can help you connect with empathetic individuals where you can comfortably share your thoughts without fear of judgment. Third, practice compassion. When you feel misunderstood or judged, try to view things from the other person's perspective. They may not yet be ready to listen to what you wish to share, and that's completely okay. Your role is not to force others to understand your point of view, but to live your truth so that it sparks curiosity and opens hearts around you. Your awakening journey is a personal and profound process, and it may not be immediately understood by everyone. However, patience, connection, and compassion will help you remain steadfast on this path. Finally, remember that the feeling of being misunderstood is temporary. As you continue your journey, you will learn to bridge the gap between your inner world and the outer world. You will find ways to communicate your experiences and wisdom more clearly. And you will come to realize that your unique perspective is not just a gift for yourself, but for the world around you. Have you ever wondered why solitude feels so essential? Perhaps these quiet moments are not just a respite from the world, but the foundation of your spiritual mission. Imagine the feeling of loneliness in a crowded room, even though you're surrounded by people. The sense of difference can be overwhelming. But it is precisely in these moments that your greatest strength is born. As a spiritually awakened person, you may find yourself craving solitude more than before. Not because you don't enjoy companionship, but because you've discovered a profound truth. In silence, you can hear the whispers of your soul. These moments of solitude are not about escaping the noise of the world, but are an essential part of your spiritual journey. It is in solitude that you are growing and preparing for a special mission. You are not just existing, but evolving, developing the qualities necessary for your divine calling. At the same time, you are nurturing a precious gift, emotional independence. You learn to find peace and strength within yourself, rather than constantly seeking it from others. This does not mean becoming cold or distant, but developing a solid self-love and self-acceptance that is unshakable. Imagine feeling so at peace with yourself that external validation no longer matters. This is the gift of solitude. You are building a strong foundation of self-worth. And here's the wonderful paradox. The more you love and accept yourself, the more you have the ability to build healthy and genuine relationships with others. But it doesn't stop there. The emotional independence you are developing also prepares you to serve others on a deeper level. When you no longer depend on others to feel valued, you can offer love and support without expectations or conditions. You become a solid rock amidst the storms, able to truly help those around you. Remember, your journey is not just about existing, it's about growing into your unique divine calling. These moments of solitude are times for you to mature, discover, and become the person you were destined to be. They give you the strength and wisdom to fulfill your spiritual mission. If you're wondering how to accept solitude without feeling isolated, the key is shifting your perspective. Don't see these moments as separation. Instead, view them as sacred time for yourself and the divine. Use this time to reflect, pray, meditate, and grow. When you embrace these moments of solitude, you'll realize that it's not about being alone, but about becoming more whole. You're not withdrawing from the world. You're preparing to engage with it more fully and authentically than ever before. And the miracle is that as you develop this inner strength and authenticity, you will attract people who resonate with your energy. Your relationships will become deeper and more meaningful. You will no longer try to fit in or please others. You will simply show up as yourself, and your authenticity will naturally draw people in. So, the next time you feel the pull towards solitude, embrace it. Know that in these quiet moments, you are not just resting, you are transforming. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be, equipped with the strength, wisdom, and love to fulfill your unique spiritual mission. Have you ever felt that your sensitivity is a burden? The overwhelming feeling in a crowd, picking up on energies that others seem unaware of. It's time to reframe this gift for what it truly is, a superpower. The ability to deeply sense and feel the intangible is not a flaw. It's a sign that you are awakening to a higher purpose. Remember, every moment of solitude you experience is not a burden, but a precious opportunity to prepare for greater things in life. It's a time to connect deeply with your inner self, sharpen your spiritual senses, and receive guidance from the divine. These quiet moments are not isolation. They are an essential part of your growth journey, helping you live more fully in alignment with your higher purpose. So, don't view your sensitivity as a weakness. Embrace it as a sacred gift because it will lead you to authentic connections and help you gain deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Sensitivity is not a burden. It's a superpower, a special ability that allows you to change the world in your own unique and meaningful way. When you learn to cherish and cultivate this, you will become a source of inspiration and support for those around you. Finally, remember that your spiritual path is a personal journey, challenging yet incredibly precious. Every step you take, whether in solitude or amidst a crowd, is a part of the process of seeking truth, balance, and a deep connection with yourself and the world around you. If these words have touched your heart, please remember to like and subscribe to continue walking this path with us. We are always ready to share valuable content that helps you grow spiritually and deepen your connection with your life's purpose. Thank you for listening.